in previous laps. He's not going to do it. He's going to run out of road.
Outside and through comes Frank Stippler. Had time to look across at Michael Canning then through yesterday.
Yep. Hip and tuck. And now, oh, again, same again.
Yeah.
Over the line for the last time. Here we go, the last 2.4 miles. It is Padmore from Swift, from Lewis, from Curley, who's got the chance to take the deepest breath and to chuck it into the corners. Oh, does Padmore go wide? Or is that just a bit of a different line that we haven't seen so far until now? Swift will have seen exactly what's gone on. Padmore goes over to the right-hand side, takes a defensive line, up through the quick right-hander at Ford Water, going down to the first part of St Mary's. Marcus Pye, look at this.
This is incredible, isn't it? And just slightly hanging out wide to get a later turn in is Nick Swift. Lewis follows suit. Lewis can't afford to get too close, so he doesn't. It's a much better line from Lewis. That's going to bring him closer onto the boot lid of Nick Swift. Coming up into Lavand, the top three are going to go onto the straight. Nose to tail, and Curley's with him as well.
Right, Swift, watch Swift as he come out. He'll have a look at the inside, if he can, of Nick Swift. But Jonathan Lewis there, Nick Swift then too far away, I suspect, this time on the rundown. It looks as though Nick Padmore might have just got this one.
Padmore's so good out of Lavand, isn't he?
Who's got the longer legs? Who's got the longer legs? Swift is closing. He's maybe a little bit too far back. He's trying to go around the outside, just as Padmore has done for him in previous laps. He's not going to do it. He's going to run out of road. Padmore has got the advantage. And he's
Padmore gets on the grass.
Here comes Nick Swift. Are they going to touch? No, not quite. Swift takes the lead. Padmore in second place, and it's going to be Nick Swift who is going to take the mini race here at Goodwood. A last corner drama. We knew that it was in the bag somewhere along the line. Swift wins the race ahead of Padmore and Lewis and Curley, the leading four over the line in 1.2 seconds. Wonderful.
Amazing finish. I said it was Moto3 stuff. It was very
mini racing.
Fantastic stuff.
Clear last time around. It looks, well, it did look marginally more, but the way that the Alfa Romeo goes through Lavand, he's just picking him off again. So obviously in a straight line, the advantage will stay with the Galaxy. But once we get to the cornering, the lighter Alfa Romeo should haul it in. But the other Galaxy, the red one, now making a move for third place and swinging straight past Jackie Oliver, almost as though he was standing still. Jackie Oliver attacks back, very nearly hits the tail of the Starship Enterprise there. And down to fourth place for Jackie Oliver, but I don't think he's finished yet.
No, I don't think he is. They've gone past another XF3 champion, and Stippler having a go now to take the lead. He's going one side, goes the other. The lights are ablaze. They've got some slower cars ahead of them. They've been past Rupert Keegan with that little Fiat. That's at the back of the field. Who are they going to catch next? The gap between them, 0.35 only after 7 laps. They've still got 13 3/4 minutes to go, and it's an absolute thriller because through into third place, as you saw, has come Tom Christensen in the 83 car. Jackie Oliver down to fourth. We've lost the Anthony Reid Jaguar along the way. They've gone past the Isuzu Bellet of Alec Poole, 1969 British saloon car champion.
Well, I say one thing that's rather good is the fact that Frank Stippler's got the headlights blazing away as he chases down Jochen Mass for the lead, because anyone driving a Galaxy will tell you it's very easy not to see somebody else in a smaller, lower car, like the Alfa, if they dive down the inside of you. So they've got to be very careful where they place the car. But anyhow, right now it's about half a second. No, it's not. It's about 1/10 of a second as the Alfa Romeo yet again hauls in the Galaxy as they go through Lavand, going through the second part now. They've got the kink coming up and then accelerate down the straight, and that's the point at which the Galaxy ought to pull clear again. And the other Galaxy in second place is 83, third place is 83, pulling away from Jackie Oliver's BMW as they head back down towards your part of the circuit.
It was brilliant. In fact, there's a couple of belches of flame from Tom Christensen's Galaxy. And in 63, when John Wilmot brought a Holman and Moody Galaxy over to the UK for his pal Jack Sears to drive, they expected the car to be very quick in a straight line and actually not terribly good in the corners. They were pleasantly surprised, and rivals were deeply horrified because the combination went on to win that 1963 British Saloon Car Championship. Here comes Stippler. Behind him, though, he's got to be right on top of his game because Tom Christensen is enjoying Goodwood again. He's been here several times, and he is loving it. Drove an Austin A40 one year, didn't he? Most unlikely for lead, but and out on the dirt comes Jackie Oliver at Madgwick.
Did well to stay away from the tyre wall there, going off at that corner. You're carrying a fair old lick of speed. Talking speed, look how close the Alfa Romeo is again, but actually look at the red and white Galaxy. That is catching, and it's going to be a three-way battle. The fastest of that trio at the moment is Tom Christensen, and Frank Stipple actually had to come off the throttle a tiny weeny bit so he didn't hit the back of the white Galaxy of Jochen Mass that's leading the race. We've got a Lotus Cortina to go past, number 16, Rowan Atkinson, any second now. So
you can see the headlights of the Alfa Romeo reflecting off the rear bumper, acres of rear bumper on that Galaxy. They're behind one of the Cortinas, and this Galaxy went very quickly in Bill Shepherd's hands yesterday. Its owner is looking good on the overall thing, but of course Alex Furiani will take over from Frank Stippler in the Alfa. And down another Alfa gets down there, instantly dives to the outside, and through comes Frank Stippler. Absolutely sensational piece of outbraking into Woodcote. Frank Stippler leads the way.
Well, he chose that moment very well, and now we've got back. Christensen is hunting down Kane, but Kane and Huff, or Huff and Kane, it doesn't matter, each lap they seem to change position. They are holding each other up clearly by their fight, and Christensen will find these tiny cars getting larger ahead of him.
Rob Huff had time to look across at Michael Caine then as they were side by side. Yeah, okay, you have a go, but...
Oh, that was a sensational leap over the curb on the inside of the left-hander at St Mary's by Rob Huff. He's now trying to get back down the inside of Michael Caine into Lavant. This is superbly entertaining, and he's got there. And they still haven't door-handled quite. The judgment between those two is amazing, isn't it? They can run side by side, inches apart, and give each other room. But up behind, look in their mirrors, they're going to see a massive Ford Thunder. But
that
look
might
at
be
that.
The only way they could stay ahead of Tom Christensen, if they can do the entire lap side by side.
Everything's possible. They've done most of it. Down the inside into Woodcote. The A40's being caught by Christensen.
Can they do it? I reckon he's taken 2 seconds out of them this lap. Christensen in fifth.
The amount of
Kane third and fourth.
The amount of opposite lock, it's like driving a super tanker, isn't it? The exhaust hanging off underneath it. He's got about half a turn of opposite lock on that massive Bakelite steering wheel.
2.7 seconds he took off them on that last lap alone. If it wasn't for the
77 car comes in, three-wheeling through the chicane is Richard Meaden, and then the Jags behind, the two Jags. The grey one is the car of Grant Williams, the dark green one the car of Justin Law. Nick Naismith in the kind of mushroom-coloured A95. It's rather innocuous, doesn't it? But it's kind of an Austin Healey 3000 in a different party dress. Through they come then. First time through Magic. 6 minutes added to the race. 6 minutes added to the race. So we're going to have pretty much the full distance. And again, it is Richard Meaden attacking. He's been on the grass there once already.
Yeah, well, he tried the outside line. It didn't work before. He somehow survived it. Now he's trying to come out the inside into St Mary's, but Jordan's not going to leave enough of a gap. And Grant Williams had a far better restart. Looks like he hung back too far, but he has closed right in. He carried the momentum up the start-finish straight. The first five really pulling clear. Next in line, Butterfield in 48, but now riding with Mike Jordan. Still no cars ahead, but for how much longer? Right-hand wheels on the grass on the way into Lavant for the Alfa driver, but Meaden somehow gets some traction.
Fairly robust driving down there. We had Meaden with 2 wheels on the grass, Mike Jordan fending him off. Mike Jordan was on 3 wheels through St Mary's. You saw him hop up over the curb from the in-car, and Grant Williams looking really threatening in this car that's won this race several times over the years. Grant Williams, he can't bump draft Giulietta Alfa Romeo. Round the outside comes Meaden. Down the inside, though, not going to be defeated is Mike Jordan. He's outbraked the Alfa, and he's come through on the inside. We're back riding with Mike Jordan. He flicks it into the chicane, working hard on the opposite lock, trying to keep it off the curb, up into third gear.
That was a very, very loose exit, but he didn't seem to lose momentum. In fact, he seemed to actually pull slightly away. How big's his advantage? Just under half a second.
We're riding with Justin Law now up the inside.
It was interesting, that shot. We couldn't see Grant Williams. He was just to the left. Now he's pulled back across in the better place. The two Mark 1 Jaguars. Who's got the better drag out of? Well, we can see the better drag is for Justin Law. Will he be up in third place by the time they get to Fordwater?
He will.
Very close indeed. Yes, the nose in front. The move is completed. What's going to happen on the exit? Grant Williams typically goes very wide. Now he's trying to duck down the inside.
Meaden's attacking again,
Bruce. And all along, Naismith's getting closer and closer. There he is in the Austin on the back, and Grant Williams almost having the car slip away from him. That number 12 Jaguar somehow manages to wrestle it straight all over again. Not so straight on the exit of St Mary's, but we know he can manage that.
And he dives down to the inside into the back. Can he get it? No.
Law had fastest lap last time through, so he's obviously racy. They've done a few tweaks to the car overnight. Weren't quite happy with it yesterday. But the Jags dropping back a little bit now as the Tiddlers get lift their skirts up and really push. Nate Smith in that Austin, which has the best position of any car still from the top through yesterday.
Yeah, it's worth
aggregate down the inside.
Oh, getting tighter and tighter. We'll come to aggregate.
Right on the back of the race leader. And as Taylor in front, it's going to be RS 2000 versus Capri up the straight towards Madgwick. The Capri's gone to the right. Blundell's gone for the middle. But he's
so quick up the outside.
He certainly is.
And he's made it. He's made it round through between them as they went past the Fabergé Capri. And that's Jochen Mass.
The Mini in front, the 64 Mini. The Richard Meaden Mark Burnett car. Now he's fighting back. Mike Jordan then not happy with that. He's going to have another go at Mark Blundell right on the back wheel of the RS 2000. It's absolutely nip and tuck between these two. And the Capri looking at the inside, dipping through St Mary's, and now the run towards the double apex of Lavant. And who's going to get the advantage here? Got to keep it tight here, Blundell, otherwise he'll be up the inside like a rat. Flat out down the straight, but the RS 2000 is quick, very, very quick in a straight line.
Oliver Bryant in the number 21 Chevrolet Camaro, 129.588. He's under 130, and Huffy's trying to go with him, and Anthony Reid's in there behind as well.
There's still a bit of damp stuff on the circuit here, but we're seeing quick laps. 129.58 then. So the times are coming down out of the chicane. Mark Blundell flooring it again on the RS 2000. And Mike Jordan just staying with him, but dropping back. It's 2 lengths now, the distance, as they come into Madgwick. Closing on the brakes again. The gap back to third. Tim Harvey in the Rover is off the back of these boys now.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It's not there. This is the battle for the lead, and what a battle it is.
14 minutes to go. Look at it. Up the inside. Is there a way through here? Mike Jordan had a good look, but no.
Oh, missed the apex there by quite a long way.
He did.
That left him with some work, didn't it?
Went in hot. Absolutely hot. Mark Blundell driving, I won't say a flawless race, but doing everything he needs to do to keep the RS 2000 in front.
37 seconds between second and third. 5 between Tim Harvey and Jason Plato.
So sort of play for the final place on the podium.
Absolutely.
But we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, and Tom Shepard is right there on the back of Plato's Mustang with Andy Jordan next up, and they're gradually being reeled in by the chasers, aren't they? Because Bryant is next. He's in 7th place, catching all the while. He's going to be in the top 6 before too long.
Oh, Jordan, look at the back end hanging out. Oh, dear, how close do you want it? Right sideways there. And that cost him. That cost him half a second, I would have thought, because he had to correct. He scrubbed off a bit of speed. He was nearly on the grass. And that allowed Mark Blundell just to get the tiniest of breathers. That shows you, Marcus, just how much on the limit these guys are. Or is it getting greasy?
Well, it's certainly greasy. Blundell, and you can see this look absolutely superb.
The longer wheelbase of the Capri, and look at the back end just brakes. That was pretty hairy, but he saved it. He saved it.
Yeah. Well, he's an ex-Morris Minor racer, so he's used to going sideways. They've got cars to lap all the time. Still this relentless flurries of snow around the number 1 car. That's the Blakely Edwards driven Capri now. And we know how good Patrick Blakely Edwards is in sideways cars, but they've been lapped now.
He's done the polite thing. This is where the battle is. Mark Blundell in the number 10 RS 2000.
Absolutely fantastic race this is.
It is, all the way down to the wire. 11 minutes remaining, and it's going to be nip and tuck. And now, oh, again, same again.
Yeah, and they're both personal fastest laps last time round.
Well, Mike Jordan on that last right-hander into the chicane.
Woodcut is
it's difficult.
amazing.
It's, the back end of the Capri just breaks loose there. He puts it on the curb, and it costs him time. He's going to need to exercise a bit more caution. Look at this one again. Here we go again, Marcus. The RS 2000 has got it spinning out of the way, but round goes the Capri right onto the grass, almost loses it. And that was even more dramatic than the last time round. But you can't say Mike Jordan's not trying.